New project, as if I don't already have enough. It's an older Ariens Snowblower. It's pretty complete. It's a freebie. Given to me by my buddy Chris. Upcoming video. Alright, well, it's unloaded. I just took it to took a hose to it to knock off the heavy. The gas tank still has some fuel in it, unfortunately. So I think what I'm going to do is empty that out and see if I have spark, see if the electric start works. Just kind of give it a sort of a evaluation, see if it's something worth my time. Yeah, what do we got going on? There is another bolt. It's actually not in too bad a shape. Something I'm finding with the older units is, I think the people who bought them, I don't know, that whole thing about, they sort of valued them more, they took better care of them. I mean, I've seen some, 4 or 5 year old snow blowers and even lawnmowers that are just, they definitely look like they have not had a nice life. That is very yellow. I think there's even some water in there. I don't see any cracks. It should be fine. I'm just kind of talking to myself here. Don't mind me. Alright, so I think the next step, I'm just going to see, number one, if the electric start works, which would be fantastic. Bolt the starter back up so it doesn't, just in case it kicks. And yeah, see if I have spark, and if I do, we'll dribble some fresh gas down and see if she runs. I'll be right back. Alright, got the plug. Let's see. Here's hoping. Alright. Now, let's see if we have some spark. Spark plug looks pretty new actually too. Hopefully that was for maintenance and not for diagnosis. Definitely very new. Alright. I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see that spark plug. Let me see if I can get you in a little closer. Yeah, I'm on. Very sensitive camera this is. Alright. And that is a solid no. No spark. I kind of figured. See a new plug. No worries. This was free, so I can't expect a perfect running snowblower, can I? I guess I can, but I'm not going to get it. So, next step, we got to get this cover off and see if it's got points, and if it does, which I think it does, see about cleaning them. So I will turn you back on in a minute. Alright, we'll start by getting the starter out of our way. I'm actually psyched that the starter works. Those can be expensive to replace, and they're kind of a, I don't want to say a deal breaker, but if you're going to sell a snowblower, especially one like this, everything's kind of got to be working to get top dollar for it. I need a wrench for that one. Alright, just took the last couple bolts off. Actually doesn't look too bad in here. Full start works, retracts pretty good. Oops, sorry. So next we have to do is pull this flywheel off, because behind it is going to be the points box that we got to get to. So I will get what I need to get together to get that off, and I will turn you back on in a minute. Alright, so let me put you in a better spot here. Sorry. So, with just about any small engine flywheel, it's either going to be reverse thread or regular thread. So go easy. I'm pretty sure if it pulls to the right, it loosens to the left. It's kind of a rule of thumb, at least in my experience. I don't know if you guys have seen anything different. Please let me know in the comments. But how to get these off? You can put a puller on it, or you can do what I do, which is just I put the nut on so it's flush with the front, the face of the stud, and just give it a good whack with a hammer right in the middle, and the flywheel pops right free. It's a tapered fit, that's why. Just like breaking loose a ball joint or a tie rod end in the front end of a car, same principle applies with flywheels. Yeah. And it is heavy, in case you were wondering. Another thing to look for is this little key on the crankshaft. Oop, come on. Sometimes those will shear. Those will break right off, and you'll have all sorts of timing issues. Sometimes it'll run, but it won't run very good. You'll get a bunch of popping, misfiring. So if you do have a similar issue going on, it's always a good idea to check that. But right behind this plate is the points that we're trying to get to. Right there you can actually see the what they want you to set the points to, which is good. Sometimes it's illegible or not there. So because it's kind of hard to work with a camera in front of my face, I'm going to keep bringing you guys in, but I'm going to start, disassembling, then show you what I'm doing, then keep going. So be patient. I'll turn you back on in a minute. Alright, so time for a quick demo on the points behind a points system. So right here, crankshaft obviously. I put the nut back on just to sort of show you what happens, and right there, those two silver spots is what's going to be making and breaking connection to give ground to the coil pack. You can see as I spin the motor, it opens, and closes via this cam right up here. See how it's sort of egg-shaped right there? Pushes it open, and then it lets it shut. It's a very simple setup. I actually like points and condensers. I mean, I know they have their flaws as far as reliability, but call me old-fashioned. This little number right here, it's just a little piece of felt cloth. You want to put a couple drops of oil in that. That's what keeps the shaft sort of lubricated so it doesn't burn out that plastic. This is just plastic. So it doesn't burn out the plastic foot, because that again will make it so it does not work. But right now what I'm going to do is I got a little file. I'll show you that. Little ignition file, and you can pick these up at your local parts store. And I'm going to get in between those points and just clean both surfaces up really well, and then we're going to reassemble the whole thing, give it another go, see if we get spark. If we do, excellent. If we don't, we know we got to do a little more digging. There is a way to test it. You know, you put a test light here, see if you have a ground path connecting the two. That's just way too much work. It really isn't. But it's sort of just as fast to slap it together. Mainly because I don't have my meter or test light handy. So we will do it my way. I will turn you back on as soon as I get this back together. Alright, I got the whole cover put back together. Points were adjusted properly. Didn't need to touch them, so plugged into it. Got the plug back out, and let's see if that worked. Alright, got spark. Now, let's dribble a little gas into the cylinder and see if she'll fire. Which I think it should. I didn't feel any sort of low compression. You can usually tell by using the pull cord. Alright, and choke is off. Let's see. Ha! She runs! Excellent. Now, let's get into that carburetor, see if we can get it running under its own power. I'll turn you back on in a minute. Alright guys, well unfortunately I'm out of time today. I got the carb off and it is in a little bit of rough shape. And I got to get the ultrasonic cleaner warmed up, etc, etc. And I have another job, unfortunately, that I have to get to. So I'm going to hit pause on this one and pick it up again another day. But thanks again for watching, liking, comment, subscribing. I really appreciate it, and see you soon.